All right, guys, if you're looking for a real man, if you're looking for a true Pan-Africanist, if you're looking for a selfless leader, if you're looking for a leader that is intentional, if you're looking for a committed leader, if you're looking for that true Pan-Africanist, if you're looking for a real man, I mean, look at him, he's Ibrahim Traoré. Ibrahim Traoré is the president of Burkina Faso. Ibrahim Traoré came to power in 2022. He became the president of Burkina Faso. And since Ibrahim Traoré came on board as the president of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traoré has been delivering dividends of democracy to the good people of Burkina Faso. And I am super proud of Ibrahim Traoré. Every single African youth is super proud of Ibrahim Traoré. We understand the fact that Ibrahim Traoré is considered as an African hero, as an a true Pan-Africanist, a leader that has his people at heart. The only leader that we know very well that loves Africa genuinely from the depth of his heart is Ibrahim Traoré. Ibrahim Traoré is a leader that I consider Muammar Gaddafi reincarnated. I consider him as Kwame Nkrumah reincarnated. I consider him as Lumumba's reincarnated. I consider him as Amilcar Cabral reincarnated. I consider him as Thomas Sankara reincarnated. I consider him as Julius Nyerere of Tanzania reincarnated. I consider him as Nelson Mandela reincarnated. And I'm super, super proud of Ibrahim Traoré. If you're an African youth and you don't know anything about Ibrahim Traoré, you need to go and study about Ibrahim Traoré. Ibrahim Traoré is someone that we will never afford to lose in Africa. This is one of the reasons why in my previous videos I lended my voice on importance of protecting the life of Ibrahim Traoré, because Ibrahim Traoré is not just only changing the life of his citizens. Ibrahim Traoré is also waking the African youth up, making us to understand that we have all the resources that we need to build Africa and make Africa great again. Ibrahim Traoré needs to be protected at all costs. Ibrahim Traoré is not only making impact, in Burkina Faso. The reason why you are seeing the revolution that is erupting in Africa today is because of the presence of Ibrahim Traoré and his leadership and what he's doing in Burkina Faso. You will get to agree with me that what Ibrahim Traoré have achieved within the space of 2 years, there is no leader in Africa that have achieved it within the space of 2 years. There's no leader in Africa that have achieved what Ibrahim have achieved within the space of 2 years. There's no leader in Africa that have achieved such a thing within the space of even 10 years. You can imagine a leader that inherited a country that can never boast of 3,000 kilometer paved road. Single-handedly, as a president that have these people at heart, Ibrahim Traoré have already delivered 5,000 kilometer paved road as we speak. Not just only that, Ibrahim Traoré recovered all the mining sites in Burkina Faso. Now, as we speak, Ibrahim Traoré, is the one in charge of the mining site. Is no longer the foreign investors or the so-called foreign investors, as they call them. It's no longer it is Canadian mining companies. It's no longer French mining companies managing, Burkina Faso's resources. Now, the Burkina Faso people are the ones in charge of their own resources. As we speak, before Ibrahim Traoré came on board, Burkina Faso was just getting only 20% of their resources. 20%. And you can imagine when a country is getting to only 20% of their resources among all the resources that Burkina Faso, has. If Burkina Faso gets only 20% of their own resources, this is pure wickedness that have meted on these innocent people of Burkina Faso. I mean, a country that fourth largest gold producing country in Africa. I mean, underneath of Burkina Faso is full of gold. And I keep wondering, where are the African leaders? Where are the ECOWAS leaders when these things were going on in Burkina Faso? What was their action? What did they lend their voice, making sure that Burkina Faso will be delivered? And as we speak, this is the same thing other countries in Africa, around Africa, this is what they are going through. And you may not know. That I always tell people, the more you look is the less you see in your country. With what happened in Burkina Faso is a wake-up call to every African youth, making us to understand that we are still going through the same thing that Burkina Faso was going through. This is one of the reasons why Ibrahim Traoré made this choice to sacrifice even his own life to make sure that he delivers his country, making sure that the dividends of democracy will be going across the board, reaching every single Burkinabè. Now, You get to agree with me that Burkina Faso is one of the poorest, was one of the poorest country in Africa, even in West Africa. But as we speak, the level of infrastructural development that the Ibrahim Traoré have attracted in Burkina Faso is top notch. Is in fact is a wake up call. It's making people like, a country like Nigeria. I'm a Nigerian, and I know the kind of resources that we have in Nigeria. Nigeria is a country that produces million barrels of oil every week, and you can agree with me that with the level of Nigerian, in natural resources, there shouldn't be any reason why any Nigerian youth should be going to bed with empty stomach, or any Nigerian youth should be, out of school because of, lack of school fees. There shouldn't be any reason for that. But we've been subjected into abject poverty for this so-called puppet. People that we call leaders, I call them puppets, Western puppets. This so-called puppet accumulating wealth for themselves and for their children. A country like Nigeria needs Ibrahim Traoré. A country like Nigeria needs Ibrahim Traoré, somebody like Ibrahim Traoré that will be able to salvage the country, bring back the glory of Nigeria. Bring back the glory of Nigeria. I've said it time without number. Nigeria is far richer than UAE, United Arab Emirates. Nigeria is far richer than even Qatar. Nigeria is rich, richly blessed in mineral resources like crude oil. We have crude oil in abundance. We have gold. We have oil. We have every natural resources that you can think of. But today, what are they doing? What are our leaders doing with those resources? They are using it to build wealth for their fifth generation, 10th generation. Because the kind of wealth these people are accumulating for themselves is something that sometimes when they mention such amount of money that these people, last time I was, going through and scrolling down, I found out that some of the richest African leaders are Nigerian leaders. Nigerian leaders. And I keep asking, what are they going to be doing with that money? At the end of the day, their children will end up become drug addicts in America or in UK. And you'll be using public fund to, enrich yourself, building, castles, mansions for your children in America and UK. They'll be living flamboyant life and in the expense of poor Nigerians. So we need people like somebody like Ibrahim Traoré. Ibrahim Traoré is a leader. Ibrahim Traoré is a hero. Ibrahim Traoré is a true Pan-Africanist. If you are looking for a true leader in Africa, please call Ibrahim Traoré. He is one. And we cannot afford to lose this man because he is someone that has Africa at heart. He's not a selfish leader. Now, for instance, Ibrahim Traoré can easily decide today and to call French government and tell them, now I'm tired of these things. Please, can we just settle? Let's do Damadama. Now give me $10 billion US. Come and take over the country the way you guys run the country, the way you guys were running the country before. Then give me $10 billion. Let me hands off. French government will be happy to do that. America will be happy to do that. And Ibrahim Traoré will take $10 billion, dollars and go to America or France and build castle there and take his family, relatives and go there and have a, good life. But he decided not to do such because he have his people at heart. Because my mother always tell me, she said, good name is better than money. Good name is better than money. The legacy, the footprint Ibrahim Traoré is leaving in Burkina Faso can never be forgotten in the long run. The same footprint that he's leaving today is the same footprint that Thomas Sankara left in Burkina Faso. And I have a question for these Western leaders. Why is it that when they see a leader in Africa that is intentional, that wants the best for Africa, that leader will become a target to them? They will be looking for one or two ways to eliminate him. Why is it like that? Do they want Africa to be great? Do they want Africa to remain in abject poverty? And they will be the one to label Africa the poorest and the third world country. Meanwhile, we are the ones sponsoring their lifestyle in their countries. Because most of the resources that they are using in the West is coming from Africa. The day we decide to wake up, we Africans decide to wake up to guard our resources, to use and manage our resources by ourselves, you will get to understand that this country that you are worshiping today, they are nothing without Africa. That is why they can die, they can even put their life in to make sure that Africa remains in poverty. That is why other continents are developing, other continents are growing. Africa will never grow because why? The people that are marching on Africa, they are too much. Look at today, We are in this 21st century, in 2025, we are still struggling for public transport. Meanwhile, in other countries, in Asia countries, in America, in North America, South America, other continents, there are means of transportation, easy means of transportation. There are electric vehicles, there are electric train, that are helping them in transportation. But today in Africa, we are still struggling for means of transportation. This is the problem that we have in Africa. They don't want the best for Africa. They want Africa to remain in abject poverty. Because that when we are in abject poverty, it pays them a lot. That is when they get profit. That is when they take advantage of us. We need people like somebody like Ibrahim Traoré in every country in Africa. If we can have somebody like Ibrahim Traoré, Africa will be great again. Go and see road that Ibrahim Traoré is constructing. To the extent, somebody that they tagged, they labeled him a dictator, they labeled him a tyrant. Go and see the kind of encouragement that his people are giving him. That is a leader that is intentional. If you're an African youth, please support Ibrahim Traoré. If you have a platform like mine, please use your platform to promote his leadership, to tell people the goodness of Ibrahim Traoré. Promote his leadership. Encourage him. That is all I can tell you guys. Thank you very much for watching my video. See you guys in the next one.